everything has to go up and everything has to go down at some point. You will see that, okay, if I just stay in this state, at some point, everything has to change. Because the only constant in reality is change. Nothing ever stays still. Everything is always moving. So why would your reality stay the same? And the frequency at which you experience desire should increase. What's up, y'all? It's Evan. I'm back with another video, and y'all already see what the title and thumbnail is. Y'all know what we getting into, okay? First things first, though, I gotta let you know that you are God, you are source, you are all that is. Nothing can stop you from experiencing your desired reality besides you. All right, so that opportunity you missed, that you've been blaming, that person you've been saying is keeping you from being happy, whatever you think is getting in the way, whatever circumstance, whatever you think is getting in the way of you being where you want to be, it is not. It is you. The moment you decide to stop accepting ideas that something else is in control of your reality besides you, besides your I am awareness, then that's when you can experience whatever you want to experience. All right. First things first, reality is obsessed with waves, okay? This video is gonna kind of be touching on wave theory, but how it has something to do with every single thing in our reality, including manifestation, all right? Reality is obsessed with waves, frequency, vibration, light, sound. All of it is waves. It's all waves, okay? Everything is going up and down. So if life is down right now, it has no choice but to go back up, right? And I included like a picture. You know how charts are when you're trading? It's like it may go up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. And it's like when you look at it from a far out view though, when you change that chart time, you can see that it's really just one big wave of ups and downs. And it's just like that every single time. So if you think about that in terms of life, every single time you go up, you go down. Every single time you go down, you go up. So when you start to practice non-duality, you only focus on the highs. You have no choice but to see higher highs. You still experience life, but you look to the peaks even in the lows, okay? And the peaks, you know, the peaks can only grow over time as you're focusing and putting your awareness on what you desire to experience, all right? So I created this little picture, and I'm definitely gonna put it in the video because this one is a little too amazing. And this is one of those videos where you kind of need to have the visual in order to kind of grasp what I'm saying, all right? But I feel lows temporarily, but since that's not where my focus goes, everything else that I'm putting my focus on has no choice but to grow because awareness is still creating my reality at the end of the day. My attention will force the highs to grow. As long as that's where my awareness, my physical energy, my intentions live, the highs will have no choice but to. The universe must give life to the higher highs, must give life to the highs in general, okay? And because there are always ups and downs, even when you are manifesting the worst things possible, you still experience highs to some degree. You still experience good days to some degree, all right? So the moment you decide they do, reality has no choice but to give you, okay? So decide that you're experiencing whatever you want. Decide that you're receiving opportunities. Decide that you're receiving money. And guess what? The wave has to come. It has to come. That time has to come. And you have to experience it because those thought forms are going to manifest opportunities in your reality regardless to if you believe it or not. They're already manifesting things, right? But sometimes you got to wait on that high. Sometimes that high is going to come in. And this isn't necessarily a time thing because you transcend time the moment you begin to live in that reality within yourself, okay? There's only one moment. That moment is now, all right? So the 3D is basically moving things into your reality, moving things to you. And at any moment you can receive anything. But if you think about the waves and you understand that everything has to go up and everything has to go down at some point, you will see that, okay, if I just stay in this state, at some point, everything has to change. Because the only constant in reality is change. That is the only constant. Nothing ever stays still. Everything is always moving. So why would your reality stay the same? It doesn't. It literally won't, unless you decide, you go within yourself and you decide, I'm experiencing the same thing. You place your awareness on the same thing, and then you block your brain out, you block your awareness out to a point to where you wouldn't even be capable of seeing change even if it was in front of your face. That's another thing, because your awareness literally decides what you see on a day-to-day basis. So if you're not there, if you're not living in that reality where something is possible for you, it definitely won't be, and the opportunity could be staring you right at your nose. Okay, so I want to include a quote by Neville Goddard, and he said, "We fuse with our aims by frequently occupying the feeling of our wish fulfilled. It is the frequency, the habitual occupancy that is the secret of success. The oftener we do it," I've never seen that word be used before. "The oftener we do it, the more natural it is. Fancy assembles, continuous imagination fuses." That was a tongue twister, like what the freak. But frequency, habitual occupancy, think then don't, do then don't. It's like waves. It's waves. Like everything is a wave. Even your thoughts are a wave. Like you think frequently of what you want to experience, but you're not really capable of continuously thinking those things all the time. You know, like you can't have one continuous thought all day. It has to come and it has to go. It has to come, it has to go. And then eventually in your reality, money, it'll come and it'll go. It'll come and it'll go. If you don't let go of money, you end up losing it. Like everything is happening in a wave. You just have to let go and surrender to the waves, if that makes sense. You got brain waves too. Brain waves. Everything is a wave. So all I'm hearing is up and down. Live in the continuous state of having all you could ever desire, separate from nothing. Be holy, okay? Because to be unholy is to be separate from your desire, to be separate from things in your reality, to be separate from people, separate from things, separate from opportunities. But if you are whole and you understand that all is within me right now, I need nothing, I desire nothing, because I can go within myself and give it to me, then look, you're done. You're holy. You have all that you could ever want or need, and guess what? It has no choice but to show up in your reality, because the waves are happening right now all around us. Okay, so have holy thoughts more frequently, and the frequency at which you experience desire should increase. All right, because those waves are always coming. Some people's highs are lower than other people's highs, and that is because their awareness is not focused where they want it to be to experience that reality. All right, so the wave is always happening. Have you noticed that some people don't have to do much of anything to experience what they want? They're just like lucky. Like they find the best tasting men, and the men I'm gonna just give an example. There may be a woman that you don't even think is that attractive or is of the highest status, but whenever she's with a certain person, or whenever she gets with a man, it's like he's always head over heels, treating her the best, giving her money for no reason at all. Meanwhile, the girl that you know looks like a 10, the girl that you know is so attractive, is experiencing the worst things ever. Her highs when it comes in a relationship is, he may take her out on a date, and then, the lows, he's ghosting and he's not being there. Meanwhile, somebody else's highs, the other girl's highs, are looking like he's taking her on 5-star steak dinners and he's paying for everything. He's tricking on her, all of this different stuff. And the lows may look like, oh, he has a bad day and, he just didn't text her one day. Like everybody's highs and lows are different based on the reality you place your awareness in, those assumptions you make for yourself, the ideas you accept for yourself. Okay, so when I say highs and lows, I'm not saying, oh, you need to wait forever for anything, because some people's bases are way better than other people's bases. What I'm saying is, once you reach that low, you can choose. Your awareness you can still have, placing your awareness in your desired reality will still make you experience a high eventually. Like, you have no choice but to experience it. It's not something that you have to force. You just need to allow it. But placing your awareness on what you desire will make sure that you experience what you want to experience, if that makes sense. Okay? So the only constant in reality is change. Just make sure you're looking up instead of down, regardless to what is happening when you experience down. The down may happen. You may have to look down and experience that for a few seconds. But after you experience that emotion, let it go and keep it pushing. Keep it pushing, because you don't want to stay in a reality that you don't desire to be in. At some point, you got to be the opposite of delusional, okay? I'm saying the opposite of delusional, but when I say delusional, because people look at negative delusion and they just say that's normal. You feel me? Like, when you doubt yourself, when you're worried, when you're in fear, when you don't believe something is possible. Oh yeah, that is just as delusional as the delusion that creates the reality you want to be in. The version of you that is motivated, the version of you that does believe you can experience what you want to experience. But it is more common, and it isn't frowned upon, to be the opposite of delusion, on the fear side of the spectrum, on the worry side of the spectrum, on the doubtful side of the spectrum. Okay, so choose you. All right, choose you. Whatever you want to experience, instead of looking away from you, away from what you want, look at what you want and decide that it is yours right now in this moment. Okay, make sure you're looking up instead of down, because the moment you look down, it begins to look like this. The lows get lower, and it seems like the highs come every freaking blue moon. But because your awareness is placed in that reality, you aren't able to see the opportunities that could make the highs higher anyway. All right, so yeah, that's it. I thought this was gonna be a short video, but this was a pretty good video. I hope y'all can understand what I'm trying to grasp. The main concept I want you to get from this video is that whenever you're experiencing a low, there has to be a high. Okay, the how high the high is completely dependent upon your awareness. What are you deciding that you're experiencing? Where's your awareness placed? What are you thinking about every day? What are you scrolling on? What is your For You page and your Instagram Explore page feeding you every single day? What is your YouTube page feeding you every single day? Because once it's in your awareness, you are creating your reality. What ideas, what thoughts are you accepting that's true for you? Okay, because that is what's going to decide the highs and the lows that you experience. All right, thank y'all so much for tuning into this TED Talk. But just know that when you're experiencing a low, it has no choice but to go back up. All right, thank y'all so much for tuning in. I'll catch y'all in the next video. Oh, email is gonna be linked down below. Like, comment, subscribe, and peace out.